Well, Kentucky is in a dangerous time, but overall, I'm hopeful at what I'm seeing. And what I mean by in a dangerous time is we are reporting week to week higher cases than we ever have. But those cases were significantly escalating, growing week over week for about 5 weeks until our facial covering mandate, our mask mandate, went into effect. And what we are now seeing is a leveling off or a plateau. And that's good news. When you look at a place like Florida or Texas and how quickly it escalated, Arizona and the damage that came with it, it looks like we have stopped that, but we still have a lot of work to do. And we can't just want to stay at that plateau where we're reporting more cases than we want to see. We've got to work to ultimately start decreasing the number of cases that we have. But I'm hopeful. Masks are working. The steps we are taking are working. We just need everybody bought in, knowing that it's going to take time. We're going to have to do things like wear a facial covering, but that we can ultimately beat this thing and get back to closer to an old normal.
On the topic of masks, any idea how long you think we could be wearing masks into the future, even once everything is, I guess, back and up and running as close to normal as it could be? Do you foresee us still wearing masks months and months down the road, or is this something that we can say, hey, there's going to be an end date once we start to see numbers really start to go down?
Well, there will ultimately be an end date. The problem with COVID-19 is it creates so much uncertainty everywhere and with everything we do. One of the major challenges is the emotional ability to cope with so much uncertainty that's out there. What we know is that facial coverings are working and working really well. They've stopped that significant escalation, and the more we wear them when we are inside or when we are outdoors and within 6 feet, the more things it looks like that we can do. Now, we are working really hard to get back to in-person school, something we talked about last night and something we need a little more time to get to. We certainly need to be wearing those masks up to that point, and then ultimately to, once we get schools open, to in-person classes to keep them open. You know, we're probably going to be wearing facial coverings until we start seeing a vaccine, or we get our cases down to such a significantly low level and we're not going on vacation to places where we can bring it back.
How do you feel about mask compliance across the state? I know y'all launched that PSA a week or so ago now. Do you feel like most people have bought into the masks, or is it still something of an uphill battle convincing most people that wearing a mask is important?
Oh, Kentuckians are great people that have risen to the occasion here. I think it took a little bit of time because it's uncomfortable and it's so different, but we are seeing the vast majority of Kentuckians put one on, understand that it protects the people around them and protects their own family. We are seeing significant compliance. And we have spots in Kentucky, some in far eastern Kentucky where we've seen outbreaks and the community comes together, everybody masks up, and suddenly see it stabilize and even decrease. I think we're doing a good job across Kentucky. Now, could we do better? Sure. And the better and better that we do, the more things that we can get back to.